Namaste, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light. This is Dr. Shreya Tajen, also known as Empress 1111. I want to keep this video sweet and simple. It really doesn't even have to be long because, as promised, when I did the Kundalini Risings and Protection video, I only really did the Kundalini Rising part. I knew it was going to be like, two separate parts. So this is part 2, Kundalini Risings and Protection, and this is the protection portion, okay? Now, the highest form of protection that you will ever need and only need is divine protection. There's no highest form. That's like the ultimate, okay? You don't need any beads or crystals you could carry it around to amplify it. Don't get me wrong. I love crystals and I am not knocking protection crystals because I carry those with me too, but I don't heavily depend on them. I carry them for my own aura and my own protection and my own vibration from lower thought forms and lower energies as far as, what people are vibrating on more so than entities. And then also that too, because out in public, you have so much more of exposure to the outside elements that you just want to make sure that you are covered and you have layers of protection. Now, this video is not for doom and gloom. It's not to provoke or promote fear. This is information for you to know so you can stay clear and keep your field clear and keep a high vibrational frequency so you can manifest what it is that you need to bring into your sphere of existence, okay? And not only that, so you could be a clear and open channel for those of you that are in divination and doing spiritual work and spells and rituals, so you're not bringing in unwanted entities or malevolent beings, okay? For you that are working in mediumship that are dealing with lost loved ones beyond the veil, they're not really lost, but that's what people say. So when you're dealing with entities, spiritual beings, people that have passed away from the earth and have, ascended or descended, you want to make sure that you have that layer of protection for yourself as well. So this video is for you. This video is not for everybody. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I know that all of my videos is not for everybody because everything is not for everybody. It never will be, and it never has been. So if you are already feeling a certain type of way right now, click off this video. This video is not for you. And I'm saying this because there are some of you out here that need to be told that, because you will send yourself through pain and agony and dislike my video for no freaking apparent reason because it doesn't resonate with you. Just because it doesn't resonate with you doesn't mean that you have to dislike it. And for anyone that is coming to a reader's channel like myself, and you have time to just say you don't like it by clicking dislike, something's wrong with you. Get your own YouTube channel. You do your own channelings and your own readings. And then maybe you can draw the crowd to you that vibrate on your low vibrational frequency and can listen to what you have to say and what you have to channel from the divine if you are really connected to the divine. Obviously, you're not. If you're disliking something that's coming from source, realize the information that is coming through me is not my information. It doesn't belong to me. It's coming directly from source energy. Now, if I might curse, that's my own redemption of it, but it's pretty much what source is telling me and what I'm receiving on a human level. Okay? And of course, I might add my own personality to the way that I deliver it. But ultimately, the message is coming directly from source. So when you dislike my video, you're not disliking me and what I'm saying. You're disliking what the divine is saying. So that's something for you to contemplate. Okay? I haven't been seeing anyone disliking it in a while. So maybe the person that was disliking my video stopped following me. And if they did, good. Because I don't want anyone following me that doesn't resonate with what I'm saying. It's a waste of my time and yours too. Going back to divine protection, the most ultimate person to call on is Michael the Archangel. Archangel Michael, Saint Michael, San Miguel. Okay? These are his names. Or Ra, because he's associated with the god Ra. Okay? The Egyptian god Ra is his correspondence. So this is information that you need to know. The only thing that is higher than Michael, which his name means, who is like God. You see. The reason why it's important for you to be connected to this being if you're doing spiritual work and you're working with a lot of people is because he is also the ruler over the demons. He has control over the lower entities. Matter of fact, about everything that is associated with God has been given into the hands of Michael the Archangel. Now, let me also, because I feel the need to do this, I need to dismantle and break down some old paradigms and some beliefs about what people feel when it comes to certain individuals working with their spirit guides and angels, and they look at them as being, one of the lesser ones in the kingdom or low on the spiritual hierarchy because they have to go through guides and they have to go through angels. First and foremost, I don't have to go through a guide. I don't have to go through an angel. This is spiritual mastery. I have done this lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and I'm familiar with them as so they are also familiar with my soul. And in order for me to super accelerate more expediently and more abundantly and more efficiency in a more efficient manner, I connect with my spiritual guides and my angels because they are already on the other side waiting for me to call for their help anyway. And a person that works with their spiritual guides and their angels have mastered many, 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 many lifetimes of doing so. And if you feel that you're high and mighty because, oh, I'm just connected directly to source, I don't need any third parties, well, good for you. It doesn't mean that I need third parties. It just means that I have a contract with them and you don't. How about that? Everybody is on their spiritual journeys and they have different soul contracts. And just because it's called a ding dang on soul contract doesn't mean that you don't have a contract with the entity or a being. You see, I have soul contracts with the angels I work with, in case you don't know. I know. And it's for me to know and not for you to know. And I don't have to explain myself, but I do at this moment have to dispel and dismantle your paradigm and break it because, first of all, you're not supposed to be judging anybody. That's judgment. If you feel that you are in the 5D and above, then why in the hell you worrying about what I'm connecting to? I'm going to tell you something as a 5-dimensional being myself who don't go around saying, oh, I work in 5D and I stay in 5D all the time. First of all, it's impossible for you to stay in 5D 24/7. You are a human. You will be out of the you will execute your own mission on earth. One thing that I do not care for and I dislike more than anything is someone who claims to be enlightened and they are egoic. Now, do we all from time to time operate from out of our egos? Yes. But when you constantly, repetitively see someone who says they're a light worker and they are a representation of the divine and they constantly keep working from out of their ego, they're not connected with the divine. I don't care what they say. Jesus said that you can tell my people by the fruits of their work, not the words that come out of their mouths. If they're in service and they're helping people, they're from the divine. You can't be from the divine only helping your damn self. I'm going to repeat this for the people in the back that can't hear me. You cannot be tapped in, tuned in, and turned on and connected with the divine, the supreme being, Mother, Father, God, Jehovah, Allah, Muhammad, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Yadhe Vahe, Brahman, okay? And those are just some of the names that I know of that many people relate to this divine benevolent being as. You cannot be connected to such a magnanimous, grandiose being and not being a light worker and being in service and helping people. And I ain't talking about the people that pass by on the street every now and then that you sometimes strike up a conversation with and God has sent to you. I'm talking about you going out here and being fishers of men, you seeking out men like I'm doing through this YouTube channel. Yes, there are some that come to me, but I broadcast every day and I send my vibration out. And so those that are on my frequency, they come and they listen because I have much to say. And what I have to say comes directly from the divine. These are not my own words. It's my personality with it, but it's channeled from the divine. And I don't say in every video, oh, I'm so blessed, I'm so connected. We are all connected from to source because we all come from source. So I'm no different and I'm no special than you. You are my brother. You are my sister. And if I want to get technical, you are my bro star. You are my sis star because we are all from the star planets. We are from the cosmos. There are some of us that are Pleiadians. There are some of us that are reptilians, and all reptilians are not bad. There are some of us that are from the star planet that are the blues. And then we have the grays. Then we have the indigo children, the crystal children, the rainbow children. Should I go on? Listen to me. I might, have different moods and personalities because of the way I channel. I take on the energy that I'm receiving for the moment for whoever is listening because that's the way they need to receive the message. But I am who I am. Okay? I am consistent with who I am in my nature and my being and to the core essence of the vibration that I am supposed to have. I am Tajen. That is who I am. And for those that know me, for the most part, know this is who I am. I'm me. But I am also very eclectic. And I'm also one of those type of people that I am just like the Apostle Paul. I become all things to all people because it is necessary in the line of business that I do. I want to become all things to all men because I want to reach as much people as I possibly can in my human existence in this experience because this is what my sole purpose and my life mission is for me to do. I know my life purpose. I know my life mission. How can you be connected to the divine and you still don't know what your life purpose and life mission is? It doesn't make sense. So for those that are looking for teachers, look for a teacher that walk what they preach, they practice what they preach and they walk the talk. Okay? And I'm not telling you to follow me. You follow me at your own risk. And don't believe everything that I say. Test what I say. Check what I say. And don't be checking it from Google. Check internally with your God positioning services that He provided you with to guide you. It's called intuition. Into me, I listen. Okay? All I know is that I am living out my divine mission through this YouTube channel. That's what I was told to do. This is what I have been led to do. You see, there's so many people that say, oh, I do this and I have this routine for protecting myself. Then I go through this little vigorous routine and then I do this meditation that brings this in and do that. It is not that deep. You only need, ultimately, you only need the divine to be protected, point blank. But if you are doing additional work on this earth, you're going to need more than just that divine protection. You're going to need layers of protection because you have different portals that you're opening yourself. There's different levels to this, you guys. And I'm going to give you more of that on the extended version, but I'm going to give you the short and the skinny on this one, the shortcut. The shortcut for divine protection is through the divine's ambassador, which is Michael the Archangel. Trust me, I've been raised in religion, and I thought that only believing in Jesus Christ and only believing in God was and the Holy Spirit was the best thing that I could do. And I still got demonic attacks, being pinned down in my sleep and couldn't move, been snatched off of my bed and threw back up on the bed. Come on. I know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to protection in the spiritual realm. And Michael, by far, is the highest form. You have Michael, you got all the angels. Why do you think that I only really work with Michael? I mean, okay, I digress. I work with more than Michael. But what I mean is I mainly work with Michael because that's my contract anyway. But I work with many angels, depending on what I need to do for myself or what I need to do for my clients. I have an angel for every situation, honey, good and bad. Trust me. And I go to sleep every night in peace. And I don't fight any battles. I don't have to fight with no one physically because my angels fight my battles. God fight my battles for me. I had a situation. It's so funny. Last night, I was talking to a friend and they were trying to overpower me in a conversation. It doesn't make any sense, but I knew and I felt something was going to happen. And it did. Why? I was talking to this person on the phone. They said the most stupidest stuff to me. And I said, you shouldn't have said that. And it was like, well, I'm going to say it and I'm going to say, and soon as they were about to say something else, they hit a big pothole and their tire went flat within a matter of 2 minutes. I was still on the phone talking to him. You got to be careful on how you treat people because you never know who has high spiritual ranking and who they're connected to in the spiritual realm. And it wasn't, I didn't wish anything to happen to the person because of the way they were talking to me, but the spirit realm is watching. And I'm going to tell you, they're overprotected about me. Very. Because I do a lot of light work and I help a lot of people. I got spiritual ranking in this. And so you too will be also the same way when you start going through your spiritual initiations and you start working with these higher realm angels and beings and ascended masters, Jesus being one of them. You'll start knowing that they're around you all the time. And when someone jumps off slick, you don't even have to say go get them or I want revenge or you don't have to say a thing. Trust me, your angels are already on it. There are angels that are task assigners that are already assigned to different tasks. And if someone comes at you even in a wrong way, they are assigned to get karma for you. And it's instant. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I've had some people do me wrong within this last 4 months that I've already seen a lot of bad stuff happen to them. And I didn't wish nothing upon them. It was just their karma. And the angels of karma went and they did my bidding for me without me even having to ask. And that's what divine protection is. Divine protection is deeper than protecting you physically because not all the time do we get physically protected. I'll give you a good example. When I delivered my second oldest son, my pelvic bone got broken during delivery because he had shoulder dystocia. Okay, his arm and his shoulder was launched in my pelvis, and when he came out, he broke it. Now, does that mean I didn't have divine protection? Of course not. I did have divine protection, but that had to happen. God allowed it to happen for a reason, because the doctors told me that I would never walk again. Did I believe them? Of course not. I said, I'll be ding dang on if I don't walk. I was born walking. And when I exit, I'm a exit the same way. So guess who taught herself how to walk? Physical therapy didn't teach me how to walk, even though I went to physical therapy once. And that woman put me in so much pain. I looked at her. I said, I'm never coming back here. And I didn't. So guess what? It took me 6 months, but I taught myself how to walk. I kept doing my affirmations every day. And the crazy thing about it, I knew nothing even about affirmations. All I knew was prayer. But I started saying these same prayers over and over again. And I kept on saying, I'm going to walk. Today I'm going to walk. Every day I said, today I'm going to walk, until the day I did finally walk. It took me 6 months exactly. So again, a divine protection doesn't mean that God is going to or the angels are going to come and circumvent in every situation of your life to come and just make sure that not even one piece of hair falls off your head. No. Divine protection just means that ultimately God in the universe has your back. You don't have to worry about any spiritual harm or any spiritual attacks, hexes, spells, voodoo, evil eye, or none of that to come up against you when you're divinely protected. That I know for sure. You know how many times angels have come back to me and told me that people tried to do something to me? I mean, I'm telling you, the angels will start telling you all kind of stuff when you are connected with them. They'll tell you some stuff that'll blow your mind. You wouldn't even think that people, if you didn't, the things that have been brought back to me and laid on my desk from the angels are things that I didn't even think was even humanly possible, that some of these people would even concoct or even think about doing this type of stuff. There are people that will hate you for no reason. There are people that would only hate you just because you are you, because they're not comfortable in their skin. And 9 times out of 10, when someone don't like you and they don't have a reason to not like you, it's not that they don't like you. It's really because they don't like themselves, because you have a quality that they want and they don't possess it. And then also, Michael just told me it could be because you had some animosity in a past life too. And it's still in that person's vibration. It may not be in your vibration because you probably cleared your karma with that person, but they haven't cleared it out. Because can you just sometimes meet somebody and already tell from the instant that you meet that person that you don't like them? If you ever came into a situation like that, I'm going to assure you, you guys have some karma and you had some issues in a past life that you didn't work through. And that's why that person can say, I don't know what it is about that person. I just don't like them. It ain't that they don't like you. It could be 1 or 2 reasons. They don't like a quality that you have that they wish that they had, or you had past life karma and it carried on into this lifetime and it's still stuck in their vibration, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. There are some deeper ways that you can go into protecting yourself and add layer of protections on top of your aura. One I am going to share with you is it's a Latin American herb and it's called Palo Santos. Now, I am going to tell you, and I learned this from Michael, if you want to clear your whole house and it be for a very long time, use Palo Santos instead of sage, because Palo Santos brings in the angels from the higher realms, and light and dark cannot cohabitate in the same space, and they will be there for a very long time, as opposed to sage. Sage is just a clearing and it doesn't last long. It only lasts for a while, maybe a couple of hours. But Palo Santos, when you bring in the heavenly realms, they'll be there. They can even stay for weeks. Okay. Another thing is when you're doing your cards and you're reading and you're dealing with multiple cards, you want to make sure that you splash some holy water or some Florida water on the cards because you want to make sure that the channeling and the oracles are cleansed. You are an oracle. You don't necessarily need to work with angels. You don't necessarily even need to even speak to your guides unless you already have a contract to do so. A lot of people say, well, my guides never speak to me. I can guarantee you everybody guides speak to them. They just don't know that's who's speaking. When you get those inner intuitions and those inner promptings, 9 times out of 10, those are your nudging and nudgelings from the spirit realm. Okay? Or your higher self. Some people crowd those voices out though. But 9 times out of 10, your angels and your guides are speaking to you every day. You just don't know. You just may not be aware of it, or you may not know it as such. So, you, even for those like myself that constantly is in communion with Source, you still are going to speak to Source ambassadors most of the time. There's no way around that. You and God are not tight like that, where you have VIP 24-hour access to where you constantly talking to God. You have to first of all know how to come on his frequency, and you are pretty much already tapped into the frequency. But what I mean by that is like I know of people that basically make it seem like them a God. They wake up, they connect to God, they go to sleep. It's impossible. You can't carry that much frequency or God frequency to that point where you're always connected to the divine like that. The frequency is too high. I know what I'm talking about. There has been times where I have been tapped into Yadhe Vahe where I cried and I'm like, I'm ready to break away at this point because the frequency is too overwhelming for me. I literally had an experience like that a couple of times where I had to ask for us to disconnect because the vibration was so high, I was feeling overwhelmed. So don't be sitting up here making it seem like if you feel that you connected to God 24/7, you wouldn't even be on this earth. There's no way humanly possible that you can stay in 5D. You are shifting out of different frequencies and dimensions every moment of your day. You're not always in the same frequency. You cannot stay in the same frequency because it's not meant for anyone to stay in the higher realms. I know that I had a psychic who is a very good friend of mine who always was in the higher realms and he started to die. He started to look sick. He started to look like a dead man walking. And I had to align his chakras and connect his lower and his higher chakras together so he can be balanced. And to this day, I ran into this man about a week ago and I seen him. He looks so good. I mean, his skin is healthy, his hair is healthy, his eyes have, they're bright. And I could tell he's connected to the divine, but I can tell he's being balanced now. And the work that I did on him helped catapult him to the next level in his spiritual journey because we had a soul contract for me to come at that time and that moment in space to be able to do that for him. And that is the byproduct of being a multidimensional being. You're called a multidimensional being for a reason because you move in and out of multiple dimensions. Duh. It's it's not rocket science. It's apparent. We're all technically multi-dimensional beings, but some of us just want to stay trichotomy beings: emotional, spiritual, and mental. We don't want to move into any spheres, other spheres of existence. We just want to stay on the earthly plane. And I'm not here to judge you. if that's what your contract is for you to do, then so be it. This is the reason why you can't judge, because you don't know what somebody's contract is. My son's murderers, they had a divine contract to take my son out. That was a divine contract. They had to murder my son. Am I mad at the murderers? Absolutely not, because I understand and understand the divine contract. And most people will look at me like, wow, that's crazy that you can say that. No, it is the truth. When you start moving up into the higher levels of existence, the things that are of the world are unknown. And then when you try to speak from a higher plane of existence into simpler terms, human terms, people won't get you. But it's okay, because I try to convey it and say it in such a way to where people will comprehend it. And if they don't, I don't overly concern myself with it. My job is to deliver the message. And if you don't receive it, I'll try to deliver it again in another way to where I feel that it's more recognizable to the individual or individuals that I'm speaking to. And if I still, which 9 times out of 10, I get it right the second time. If I don't the first time, but I'm just saying, if I still don't, I don't have an ego where I try to really force someone to see things my way, because God gave us different eyes for a reason, so we can see things differently, because that's what we're supposed to do. You can't force someone to see something your way, because that's your feelings and how you feel, which is attached to ego. And it's okay if someone doesn't see things the way you see it. They don't have to. That's for you to see. That's for you to feel. All right. If you guys want the extended version, I am going to go over at least 12 different ways that you could add layers of protection. And then you see this Archangel Michael candle. I have a way that I dress mine to add extra strength to the invocation for Michael and the protection. And I also have the invocation that I'm going to put on the video, how to dress the candle, how to anoint the candle. I will go into all of that in further detail. If you are one of my students, you already have that information if you were on a call last Tuesday or last Monday. And it is also in our Facebook instant messenger as well. But I am even going to go deeper than some of the things that I shared on that call too, because this information, I feel it needs to, people pretty much, they appreciate things more when you add a value to it. If I tell you all this stuff, you may not even appreciate it as much as you would if you had to pay a nominal fee for it. And trust me, it's worth more than the $11.11. This is what has given me protection for the last 3 years, and it's been real strong. And it gives you more information for just you to know, and certain rituals to enhance your rituals, like your money rituals to make them more heightened, your love rituals to make those more potent, etc. So, with that being said, it is a good karma for you to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a love donation if you feel inclined to, or you can purchase a gift from the gift registry. I now wrap you in my love and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. And so it is, everyone. Namaste.